Namaste. I'd like to share with you today a simple yin practice. Yin practice is considered to be a very passive practice, almost a meditative practice. It's said to calm the body, calm the mind, allow the chi energy or the prana, the breath, to move through your body to help guide you into your poses. It helps to center you, to bring you to the present moment, all by targeting certain body parts, whatever shape you're assuming, whatever body part you're working on, by allowing you to very slowly move into the posture, working on the ligaments, the joints, the connective tissue, and the fascia that helps hold muscle and muscle together. As you begin to settle into your poses and your yin practice, you move into the pose or the posture very slowly. Once you're there, you find stillness, find quiet, and if it's possible, you can deepen your edge, take it to the next level through the chi energy, through the breath work. So let's begin to see where our practice leads us this morning. Will it unblock any disturbances that we have? Will it help open up different parts of our body? It's always good in your yin practice to have some props. If you're at home and not in the studio, which many of us are not in the studio, just blankets, towel rolls, books that you may need to tuck here and there. So we'll begin by moving into a butterfly pose. Rather than have the soles of your feet close to your groin area, move them out in more of a diamond shape. Settle in, and it's very nice when you're in the butterfly position to sit on the edge of a blanket or a block. It just helps to encourage the forward movement of the pelvis, a forward tilt. Hold onto your ankles or the soles of your feet. Have your blocks handy or your stack of books. And just begin to fold forward, letting the torso come down towards the thighs. You're targeting the inner thigh area. And if you're able to round, if there's no disc issues, you're targeting the lower back. You may choose to support your chin and your head by just placing your hands underneath your chin, or if you have a block, you can support your forehead on your block on the high side or the medium side. Just find your edge, find your area of stillness. What feels right for you today? And in this stillness, invite yourself to connect to your emotions. Just be a witness and observer without trying to fix anything. Just notice. In a typical yin class, you would stay in your posture, your pose, for anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes. So if you're watching this video at home, you can lengthen your time, but for video purposes, I'll slowly release from the pose and move into the next posture. I'll release hands and lengthen my spine, engage my belly, and slowly come up. Gathering my knees together and placing the soles of my feet on the earth, my hands behind me. Just rock my knees from right to left, releasing any tension on my low back. I'll return to an upright position and widen my legs, as I prepare to move into a wide-legged dragonfly. If there's any tension underneath the backs of your legs, your hamstrings, you can place the soles of your feet on the earth and just lift your legs. Or you can keep your legs extended and find a towel roll or a blanket and place them under the backs of your knees. That's sometimes a nice option. Notice I'm still sitting on my elevation, my blanket, encouraging that forward tilt of my pelvis. Since this is also a forward fold, my block is handy. I'll just begin to lower to the earth. Again, keeping my back straight if there's any disc issues. If not, I'll invite a little round, using my block to support my forehead, or keeping my elbows on the earth and just resting my forehead on the tops of my hands. There's always modifications, and there's always variations. You just have to listen to your body and see what works best for yourself. Again, noticing the stretch in the inner thighs. Holding the posture 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 or 10, whatever your body allows. And whenever you're ready to release, lengthening the spine, engaging the belly, coming up. Placing the soles of your feet on the floor and the fingertips behind you again, and just rocking the knees right to left. Extending your legs long in front of you. You can still remain on the edge of your blanket or your block if you like. You can bend your knees a little bit so that they're not straight, or you can place your towel roll or blanket underneath your knees. As we move into a caterpillar, another forward fold. So just gently begin to walk your hands down your legs and let your torso come towards your chest. Your head again can rest in your hands, or you can use your block. And lower and release. Arms can be on the tops of a block or books or blankets if it's uncomfortable to release them to the earth. In a yin practice, since you are moving into stillness and quiet, it's always best to try and find the shape that's most comfortable for your body, so that you can release a little bit more as you find your edge. Again, hold this forward fold, this caterpillar pose, for as long as is comfortable for your body. And when you're ready to release, lengthen the spine, remove any props, engage the belly, and let the earth support you as you come up. Soles of your feet on the earth, just rock side to side. And slowly remove any props if you're sitting on it, and come down to a table position on your mat for a moment. Walk your handprints up, slide your legs down, release them on the mat, and allow your elbows to move right underneath your shoulders as you prepare for a sphinx pose, a gentle back bend, a heart opener. Lift and open your heart as you gaze over the front of your mat. The hips, the buttocks are all soft. They're not rigid and tight. If there's any discomfort and you have that blanket or even a bolster, you can roll it up, tuck it under your chest, and release over the front of your mat. Or if you do not have a bolster or a blanket, you can just move your arms out more and your back bend won't be so intense. Choose your variation, your modification, and then allow yourself to sink into stillness, observing, witnessing how you feel, allowing any emotion, any blockage, physical or spiritual, just to emerge. Observe. Do not feel like you have to solve anything at this time. Just let it rise to the surface. Release from the pose. Bend your arms, come into a crocodile, bend your knees, and windshield wiper right to left. When and if you're in a regular practice, if you have more time, you can just release your arms by your side, turn your cheek, and come into a rebound, a place of stillness where you just invite the chi energy to move through your body. The chi energy is always there. It's more available to you in these times of stillness, times of quiet. Come up and slowly release back, widening the knees, big toes touching, and using the blanket if there's any discomfort under your hips or between your feet, just to rest and release, and lower into a wide leg child pose. The buttocks sinking back towards the soles of your feet, the forehead lowering to the earth, or to stack fists or your block. Inhaling and exhaling. Allowing the chi energy to move and flow through you. Feeling the stretch in the hip creases. And staying in this pose for as long as is comfortable for you. If you're ready to release from your child pose, come up, gather the knees together, and allow yourself to come down on your back, where you can invite a longer rebound for your body this day. Releasing and letting go into your final resting pose, your Shavasana. Inviting yourself to relax, to release. Calling to mind an intention if you silently sense one. Set one at the beginning of your practice. Letting your intention be something that is greater than yourself. Namaste. And have a beautiful day.